What's up all the people on the internet, my name is Malo and welcome to the road to Stockholm. This is a little series we'll be doing right here on ESC Plus, talking about all the 43 acts for this year's Eurovision. Are you ready to learn a little bit more about your favorite songs and your favorite artists? Well, this is a place to be. Today we are talking about the first half of the first semi-final, and the first country we have is Finland. Finland chose their song via the national final UMK, and these are the two songs that didn't quite make it to the final in Stockholm.
How deep are the secrets you keep? Do you wanna speak?
Finland's singer is 25 years old and grew up in Helsinki. Her debut single Hold Me was released in 2013, and her album Gold was released soon after. This is the first time she took part in UMK, and she won with 98 of the jury votes, but only 14% of the televote. Finland has won the Eurovision Song Contest 1 in 2006 with Lordi. Last year the group PKN was eliminated in the first semi-final. Now we move on to Greece.
With the rise of the rising sun, dance with us and have some fun. With the rise of the rising sun.
Argo was internally selected by the Greek broadcaster and are now on the way to represent Greece at the Eurovision Song Contest. The band is not very well known both on the international and the national scene. They were formerly known as Europond, but due to a few changes within the band prior to the Eurovision Song Contest, they will now be known as Argo. While their song Utopian Land can seem like a nice and fun song, some of the lyrics actually take some inspiration from the current refugee crisis going on in Greece at the moment. Greece has won the contest once in 2005 with Helena Paparizou and My Number One. This is also the first time since 2004 that the country is going internal. Last year Greece came 19th with the song One Last Breath. Next on our list is Moldova.
The sky is tumbling, it's coming down, coming down.
O Melodio pentru Europa is the name of the national selection held every year in Moldova. These are two of the songs that didn't quite make it to this year's Eurovision.
Let's stay together. Tell me everything you want. Be with me now and forever. Stop all the hustle, stop all the rush. Open your eyes, we'll live on following your path.
The Moldovan singer is 23 years old and is actually born in Russia. She is a previous member of the group Glam Girls who has taken part in the Moldovan selection. They took part for the past 3 years until this year, where Lydia finally went solo and won the whole contest. Moldova has never won the contest, but their best entry was actually in their debut, when they in 2005 came 6th. And last year their song Want Your Love failed to qualify from the first semi-final. Now let's go to Hungary.
A million hearts of a million people. Be proud you were born to be real.
Hungary held their national final at Dell this year as well. These are the songs that didn't quite make it to this year's Eurovision.
Let it out. You got a perfect storm in your body. And do you engage who know? Mara jajuto. Chuna kunemlas yrhajo.
Freddie is a 26-year-old singer from Budapest. He first became known to the public when he took part in the Hungarian version of Rising Star in 2014, and the song Pioneer won both the jury and the televoting. Hungary has never won the Eurovision, however they have came 4th. That is their best placing and they achieved that in 1994. Last year the country was represented with Boogie, who came 20th. Next up, Croatia.
There is a light keeping me safe and no show's hate. There in the sky.
Croatia decided to internally select their singer Nina. Nina is a 24-year-old singer from Lipovljani in Croatia. She rose to fame last year when she won the first edition of The Voice of Croatia, and she released her debut single short after that participation. This is the first time that Croatia has taken part in the contest ever since 2013. They've never won, but their best placing is 4th, which they've achieved in 1996 and 1999. Let's go to the Netherlands.
Mr. Can you help me? 'Cause it seems I've been led astray.
Dutch broadcaster once again internally selected their entry, and he is a 23-year-old singer from Amsterdam. He became famous a couple years ago back in 2012 when he won the talent competition, Die Beste Singer-Songwriter van Nederland. Ever since then he has released 2 albums with a 3rd one on the way. The Netherlands has won the Eurovision 4 times, in 1957, 1959, 1969 and 1957. However, last year their song Walk Along didn't manage to get to the finals. Let's say hello to Armenia.
It's taking over me.
Armenia has also gone with an internal selection. Iveta is a 29-year-old singer from Yerevan, who is a big star both in her homeland Armenia, but also in Germany, because in 2012 she actually took part in The Voice in Germany. Armenia has never won the Eurovision Song Contest, however their best placing is 4th, which they achieved in 2008 and 2014. Last year the group Genealogy came 16th at the grand final. Now we go to San Marino.
I didn't know that I'm falling for you, and my dreams could come true. I didn't know.
San Marino has decided to internally select the Turkish singer Serhat. He is a 51-year-old singer coming all the way from Istanbul. Back in Turkey, he is a famous TV presenter and singer. And his song I Didn't Know for this year's Eurovision actually went through a little bit of controversy. Originally it started out as a slow ballad that no one really liked. However, a disco version that appeared on the EP to promote the song was very much a fan favorite. And so Serhat decided to perform the disco version of I Didn't Know at this year's Eurovision. San Marino has never won, and they've only taken part in the grand final once. That was back in 2014 when they received 24th. Last year they once again didn't manage to get to the final with Michelle and Danita. And our final song today, Hello Russia!
Thunder and lightning, it's getting exciting. Lights up the skyline to show where you are.
The Russian broadcast internally selected Sergei Lazarev to represent the country at this year's Eurovision. Sergei is a 33-year-old singer from Moscow who tried to represent his home country all the way back in 2008. He is a very famous singer within the Russian community, and he is also the big favorite from the bookmakers for this year's Eurovision Song Contest. Russia had their only victory so far back in 2008 with Dima Bilan, and last year they came 2nd with Polina Gagarina. Well, there you go, that's the first half of semifinal 1. Soon we will be back with the second half of semifinal 1, and we will be taking a look at all the entries for this year's Eurovision, so stay tuned right here on the channel. But until then, see you next time! What's up all the people on the internet, my name is Malo and welcome back to the Road to Stockholm. This is a show where we take a look at the 43 countries competing at this year's Eurovision. And today we are taking a look at the second half of the first semifinal. So let's get started. And we are starting off in the Czech Republic.
I'm standing here just because of you. Every part of me is a part of you.
The Czech broadcaster internally selected this year's entry, and she is a 22-year-old singer from Kromaric. She became known after she was the runner-up of the 2nd season of Československa Superstar. Furthermore, in 2011 she won the New Artist Award at the Czech Republic award show Český Slavik Awards. The Czech Republic has never won the contest, they haven't even managed to reach the grand final. Last year they got their best placing so far when they came 13th in their semifinal with Marta and Václav. Next up, it's Cyprus.
Caught in the middle of the dawn of the sunrise. Life is a miracle. I saw it in your eyes. Under the spotlight, I hide in the moonlight, hiding from you.
Cyprus also had their song internally selected this year. The band Minus One was formed all the way back in 2009, but they became known to all the Cypriot public last year at the Eurovision Project, the national final for Cyprus at the Eurovision 2015. They took part with their song Shine but didn't manage to get the ticket to that year's Eurovision. But now they're back with a song composed by none other than the Swedish Thomas Gison. Cyprus has never won the Eurovision, however their best placing is 5th place, which they got in 1982, 1997 and 2004. Last year they came 22nd with the song One Thing I Should Have Done. Let's say hello to Austria.
Dans un pays loin d'ici, à la recherche du paradis. Dans un pays loin d'ici, on chante dans un pays.
Austria's singer was chosen in the show Wir singt für Österreich. Here are the 2 songs that didn't quite manage to win.
I believe in peace, but humans should have.
Zoe is a 19-year-old singer coming from Vienna. She became famous in Austria last year when she got 3rd place at last year's Wir singen Österreich. Shortly after that she released her debut album, and that's what really made the public interested in Zoe. Austria won the contest in 2014 and hosted last year. However, last year they managed to get 26th and 0 points with their act The Make Makes. Now let's go to Estonia.
Cause that's the only way to find out if it's love that we're falling into.
Estonia once again held their national final Eesti Laul, and here are 2 of the songs that didn't quite win. Yuri is a 21-year-old singer from Estonia. Yuri became famous when he won the 6th season of the Estonian version of Idol. And afterwards he was signed to Universal Music of the Baltics. Estonia has won the contest once, that was back in 2001. Last year, Goodbye to Yesterday with Elena and Stig managed to secure the country's 7th place. Now we're calling Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan once again went for an internal selection, and their singer is 21 years old and from Baku. Samma is known in the Turkish region, as she has taken part in both The Voice of Turkey and The Voice of Azerbaijan, but now she has been chosen to represent Azerbaijan at the Eurovision. Azerbaijan has won the contest once, that was back in 2011. Last year at the contest they came 12th with Elnur and Hour of the Wolf. Now let's say hello to Montenegro. Montenegro also went for an internal selection, and that's how we got Highway. Highway is a band that was originally formed in 2015 when they took part in the X Factor in Montenegro. As a preparation for this year's Eurovision, they got a brand new member to the group. A member that some might remember all the way back from 2005, as he was part of the group No Name, taking part for Serbia and Montenegro in 2005. Montenegro has never won the contest. However, their best placing actually came last year, where Knes secured them a 13th place. Next up, Iceland.
I hear them calling me, I hear them whispering. They're singing now we're coming home. I hear them calling me, I hear them howling, singing now we're coming home.
Iceland held their national final that they've been holding ever since they started participating in the Eurovision Song Contest. And these were the runner-ups.
Into the silence, the eye of the storm. Thunder and lightning, the rise and the fall. I can see the light inside your heart. The future isn't wandering in the dark. You don't
Greta is a 29-year-old singer from Iceland. If you think she looks familiar, then you are completely right. Together with the singer Yunsi, she took part in the Eurovision 2012 in Baku in Azerbaijan, where the duo managed to came 20th in the grand final. Actually the same year as she took part in the Eurovision, she also released her first ever album. Iceland is one of the few countries that have been in the contest for a very long time and never won. Their best placing is 2nd place, which they managed to achieve in 1999 and 2009. Last year they didn't manage to qualify to the final. They got 15th place in their semi-final with Maria and the song Unbroken. Next up, it's Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Ljubav je začarani krug, svako dođe na svoj red, svako plati svoj dug. Ljubav je sve što imamo, svako
Bosnia and Herzegovina is back in the contest, and they in turn selected this group. Some of you might remember one of the singers, Dean, as he took part in the Eurovision Song Contest in 2004 with the song In the Disco, securing the country a 9th placing. However, Dalal isn't totally new to this whole business either, as she is part of the Bosnian duo Erato, who are very famous in the country. Bosnia and Herzegovina hasn't taken part in the Eurovision Song Contest since 2012. Their best placing came in 2006, when they came third. And the final song of semi-final 1, that is Malta.
I can't get enough of your love. I can't get you out of my heart. I can't get enough of your love. 'Cause I feel like I can walk.
Malta held their national final earlier this year. And this is how the top 3 looked.
Don't give up 'cause you're a fighter, a soldier, a survivor. Remember your life. I was walking, so let anybody take your girl. Take a stand, you're on the show and rise up high. And I'll be there from the start, standing here by your side.
Ira Losko is a 34-year-old Maltese singer who took part in the Eurovision and came second back in 2002 with the song Seventh Wonder. Ira originally won the Malta Eurovision with the song Chameleon. However, after the public broadcasting service in Malta took a look at the song, they decided to pick a brand new song, that song being her Eurovision entry, Walk on Water. Malta has never won the Eurovision Song Contest. Their best placing is second place, which they achieved in 2002 and 2005. Last year they sadly came 11th in their semi-final with Amber and the song Warrior. Well, that's all we have for semi-final 1. In the next episode we will take a look at the first half of the second semi-final, so get ready for that. Let us know down in the comments if you're looking forward to all the other programs, because this is all for today. I'll see you next time. What's up all the people on the internet, my name is Milo and welcome to the third part of Road to Stockholm. This is a show where we take a look at the 24 participating songs and countries for this year's Eurovision Song Contest. Today we are starting to take a look at the second semi-final. We have all the songs and artists from the first half of the second semi-final, and we are starting with Latvia.
Feeling your heartbeat, that's what I want, that's what I need, feeling again that you're breathing.
Latvia this year held their national final Supernova for the second year in a row.
Into the stars tonight in the sky, no one will take away her pride, she won't be silent, silent. I am too far to deep, you'll never reach my soul, stay away.
Just is a 21-year-old singer from Kikava in Latvia. Before he got the chance to perform at Supernova, he was traveling around the country, singing with his band, but he was approached by last year's winner Aminata, as she wrote this year's entry, who is now on the way to represent Latvia at Eurovision. Latvia has won the contest once in 2002, and last year Aminata secured the country 6th place in the grand final. Now, let's go to Poland. Poland also had a national final this year, with one of the songs actually being a fan favorite that everyone thought would win the Eurovision. I'm of course talking about the second place Cool Me Down, which was one of the songs that didn't quite make it to this year's Eurovision. Michal is a 25-year-old singer from Jasło in Poland. He rose to fame in Poland all the way back in 2011, where he took part in the country's X Factor. Ever since then he has received multiple awards all over Poland, and last year he released his debut album. Poland has never won the Eurovision. Their best ever placing was in their debut back in 1994 when they got 2nd place. And last year their singer Monika and her song In the Name of Love gave the country the placing of 23rd in the grand final. Now we're saying hello to Switzerland. Switzerland also held a national final to figure out who would represent the country, and these were the runner-ups.
Have a smile, that's all it takes to pull me through. And there's another truth, a sweeter point of view.
Rika is a 30-year-old singer from Vancouver in Canada. However, her family comes from Switzerland. She has been making music ever since 2012, because that was the year where she released her debut album. Switzerland won the first ever Eurovision Song Contest, all the way back in 1996. And then they won the contest again in 1988 with the now famous singer Celine Dion. Last year wasn't that great for Switzerland though, as they came dead last in semi-final 2 with Melanie René. Now we go to Israel.
Made of stars, silver fragments falling. We are made of stars. We are made of stars.
Israel decided to once again use their show Rising Star as a way of finding their participant for this year's Eurovision Song Contest. These were the two singers that didn't quite make it to Stockholm.
And there'll always be somebody out there. There'll always be somebody made of stars. Look around you, love will find you made of stars.
Hovi Star is a 29-year-old singer. Back in 2009, he took part in the second season of Israel Idol. And that's when people in Israel started to figure out who Hovi Star was. Besides music, Hovi does some voice acting for many shows that are dubbed in Hebrew. Israel has won the contest 3 times, in 1978, 1979 and 1989. Last year the contest managed to get out of the final and into the grand final, when their golden boy got them a 9th place in the 2015 final. Hello Belarus!
I will help you learn how to fly, how to fly. We leave all the bad that's behind, far behind.
Belarus also once again held their national final to find their singer. Here are the 2 songs that didn't quite make it to this year's Eurovision.
I'm riding to the sun, suddenly riding, don't worry about me, mom, 'cause I know what I do, I'm seeing through my
Sunshine in my universe. Believe me, try to lose. So we'll blow, so we'll lie.
Ivan is a 22-year-old singer from Gomel. He has taken part in singing competitions in both Belarus and Russia. He was actually going to be representing Russia at the Eurovision Song Contest in 2015. However, the contest never happened. Ivan has sparked a little bit of controversy in the Eurovision world, as he is currently trying to let EBU allow him to perform naked on the stage with live wolves. Belarus has never won the Eurovision Song Contest. However, their best placing is 5th place, which they got all the way back in 2007. Last year they didn't manage to get out of the semi-finals, as Usari and Mahmuda didn't get more than 12th place in the second semi-final. Now it's time for Serbia.
Every time I say goodbye, you try to hold me by your side. Gotta find my way out of your hands, find a shelter from the pain. Every time you say your lies, I hide away and close my eyes.
Serbia has also done an internal selection for this year's Eurovision, and they have chosen 22-year-old singer Sara. Sara is known as the lead singer of the band Sa. With this band she has released a lot of music, and their debut album came out back in 2014. Serbia won the contest back in 2007, and last year they got 10th place with Bojana and Beauty Never Lies. Now it's time for the most successful Eurovision country, Ireland.
In the sunlight, we stay together, we'll live forever. In the sunlight, it's now or never, you know you better just.
Ireland has for the first time in many years gone with an internal selection. And this is 37-year-old Nicky Byrne from Dublin. Many of you probably know who Nicky Byrne is, as he was part of the famous group Westlife, who was famous all over Europe back in the early 2000s. Many people know Nicky Byrne from Westlife, of course, but this is actually the first time that he is ever singing as a solo artist. Ireland is the most winning country at the Eurovision. They have won the contest 7 times. In 1970, 1980, 1987, 1992, 1993, 1994 and 1996. However, last year they weren't quite as lucky, when their singer Molly Sterling and her song Playing With Numbers only managed to secure 12th place in the semi-final. Now we're going to the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. Macedonia has internally selected Calliope, who is an established singer and composer in the country. Calliope took part in the Eurovision back in 2012. She came 13th, which is the best result from the country in many years. Like I said in the beginning, she is a very established artist. Everyone in Macedonia loves her. And that is probably why she has released no less than 7 studio albums. The former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia has never won Eurovision. Their best placing was 12th place, which they achieved in 2006. And last year they weren't able to get to the finals, with Daniel and the song Autumn Leaves only scored 15th place in the final. And the final country for today, that is Lithuania.
1,000 years through a million tears with a hungry heart every day apart. I've been waiting for this night. I've been waiting for this night. When I see your smile and your beautiful eyes.
Lithuania held their national final that lasted all the way from January to March. However, these were the 2 runner-ups.
Let's all make a change for years to come. Together we're as one. We stand united, and the wildest storm leading me home through the darkest.
Donny Montel is a 28-year-old Lithuanian singer who has already represented the country once. He did that back in 2012 after a few unsuccessful attempts at representing the country. Back then he managed to get 14th place for the country, and we will see soon if he will be able to do even better this year. Lithuania has never won the Eurovision. Their best placing was 6th place, which they achieved in 2006. Last year they went to the grand final and got 18th place, when Vaidas and Monica sang This Time. Well, there you go, that was the first half of the second semi-final. I'll be back soon for the second half of the second semi-final. After that, we only have the Big 5 in Sweden, and you will know everything there is to know about the 43 countries. If you like this series, then remember to leave a like and a favorite. And like I said, I will be back very soon with the next part. So until then, bye bye! What's up all the people on the internet, my name is Malo and welcome back to the Road to Stockholm. This is a show where we take a look at all the 43 participants of this year's Eurovision, telling you all you need to know about the country and artists. Today we are taking a look at the second half of the second semi-final. And the first country we're taking a look at today is Australia.
Now my heart awakes to the sound of silence, and it beats to the sound of silence, and it beats to the sound of silence. Now my heart awakes to the sound of silence.
Australia is taking part in the Eurovision for the second year in a row, and once again they decided to go with internal selection. They have internally selected Dami Im. She is a 27-year-old singer who actually originates from South Korea. However, Dami moved to Australia when she was only 9 years old. She gained her fame in Australia back in 2013 when she won the X Factor. And she has been a big star in the country ever since. After she won X Factor, she also got signed to Sony Music. And that's where she's been recording music ever since. Australia took part in the Eurovision for the first time last year as a special one-off guest. However, they did so well that the EBU decided to invite them back onto the show. Last year at the contest, their singer Guy Sebastian with his song Tonight Again came 5th in the grand final. Next up, Slovenia.
'Cause blue is blue and red is red. Our past is beating in my head, but now the color doesn't matter. You feel blue and I am better.
Slovenia held their long-running national final EMA once again. And here is the runner-up.
Korak naprej I żyjte wiecznie.
Manuela is a 27-year-old singer from Celje in Slovenia. At age 17, she took part in Slovenia's Got Talent. and ever since then she has been producing music in her homeland Slovenia. This is actually not the first time she has been a part of EMA. She took part in the national selection back in 2012, but sadly was eliminated in one of the first rounds. Slovenia has never won the Eurovision Song Contest. Their best placing so far is 7th. That is a placing they managed to achieve in 1995 and 2001. Last year, their duo Maria managed to score 14th place at the grand final. Let's go to Romania.
In the darkest nights, feel the power in you. Take a moment of silence and fight for the truth.
Romania also held a national final to determine who will be singing for the country. And these are the songs that didn't quite make it to the big show.
Oh, mama coming home. Oh, mama coming home.
The memories that we have together, they run all away, run away.
The Romanian singer is 33 years old and comes from Bucharest. This is definitely not the first time that the singer is taking part in the national selection in Romania. In fact, he has taken part in the contest 4 times. Not only that, but he is also well known within the Romanian community, having taken part in many different festivals over the years, both internationally and in his home country. Romania has never won the contest. Their best placing so far is 3rd place. That was something they managed to achieve in 2005 and 2010. Last year, Romania managed to get 15th place at the grand final, with Volja and All Over Again. Next up, let's say hello to Bulgaria.
If love was a crime, then we would be criminals, locked up for life. But I'll do the time. If love was a crime, then we would work miracles high above the ground.
Bulgaria is back at the Eurovision Song Contest, and they've also decided to go internal to find this year's singer. Poligenova is a 29-year-old singer from Sofia. Now, to some of you, she might look a little bit familiar. That is because she actually took part in the Eurovision Song Contest in 2011 in Düsseldorf in Germany. Back then, she sang the song Na Inat and wasn't able to qualify for the grand final. And you might also know her as the host of the Junior Eurovision. Last year at the Junior Eurovision Song Contest in Sofia in Bulgaria, Poli did indeed host the show, as well as perform a little bit herself. Bulgaria has never won the Eurovision Song Contest. Their best placing so far is 5th, which they managed to achieve in 2007, and this is the first time that the country has taken part since 2013. Next up, Denmark.
Take my hand and never let go. Side by side, we walk in open road. Unbreakable, with hope in our hearts. Step by step, we'll make a new start. Let's be soldiers of love, soldiers of love, soldiers of love for life.
Denmark held their long-running national final Dansk Melodi Grand Prix, and these were the 2 super finalists that didn't manage to go to Stockholm.
Like a thorn in my side, you're the thorn. You're never alone. You're never alone. When you're back.
Lighthouse 10 was formed all the way back in 2012. However, they didn't start producing music until last year when they released their debut EP. Not only do these 3 guys make some wonderful music, but they are also working with a bunch of organizations all over Denmark to try to help kids and families all over the country and the world to get a better place. And they're doing that with the help of their music and album sales. Denmark has won the Eurovision Song Contest 3 times, in 1963, 2000 and 2013. Last year, anti-social media from Denmark didn't manage to get to the final, as they only came 13th in their semi-final. Hello, Ukraine! Ukraine is returning to the contest, and they also held a national selection to find their singer. These were 2 of the songs that didn't quite make it.
There's no walls to follow, there's no need to bend. We can see no cause
The Ukrainian singer is 32 years old, and she actually comes from Kyrgyzstan. She became a well-known face within the Eastern European world back in 2009 when she won the New Wave contest, a contest for musicians all over Eastern Europe. This is not the first time she has taken part in a Ukrainian national final. She actually took part back in 2011 with a song called Smile, but she had to withdraw due to some controversies surrounding the voting at that year's national final. Ukraine has won the Eurovision Song Contest once in 2004. Ukraine missed out on the contest last year due to budget cuts, and of course the situation going on between Russia and Ukraine. Now it's time for Norway. Norway held their long-running national final MGP. These were the runner-ups.
So come with me. Oh, come on, Emily. You can be much more than you believe. Oh, Emily. I feel the rush in my body, see me moving. Feeling happy, baby, watch me when I'm grooving. Cause every day, every night I'm on.
Agnete is a 21-year-old singer from Neseby in Norway. She became famous all over the country when she won the MGP Junior, the child version of the big MGP, all the way back in 2008 with her band The Black Sheeps. The Black Sheeps later went on to compete in the Grown-Ups MGP, and they managed to secure second place at the contest in 2011. However, this time Agnete decided to go solo, and she managed to win the whole thing. Norway has won the Eurovision Song Contest 3 times, in 1985, 1995 and 2009. Last year, their representative Merlin and Deborah Scarlett managed to secure the country 8th place at the grand final. Let's go to Georgia.
10 hours of missing from memory. I vaguely can recall a pain and pleasure mixing in one bowl. My mind is spinning. I know the bliss.
Georgia internally selected the young Georgian Lolitas to represent the country. However, they had a national final to determine which of their songs should be performed at the Eurovision. These were the 2 songs that almost made it to Stockholm.
Always right or wrong. Never plain and see. Oh yeah, tears of milk, you know. Oh yeah, sugar milk, it's a honey.
The band is not one of the most well-known bands in Georgia. However, a fun thing to note is that they are the first all-male band that Georgia has sent to the Eurovision Song Contest. Georgia has never won the contest. Their best placing so far is 9th place, which they managed to achieve in 2010 and 2011. Last year, Nina and the song Warrior managed to give the country 11th place at the grand final. Up next, Albania.
And that's why I love you. Oh, oh. Yes, I love you. Oh, oh. And I'd fight for you. Give my life for you. Oh.
Albania also held their well-known festival to decide their entry for this year's Eurovision. Here are the runner-ups.
Kanuam stoku fi pran vetas.
Inida is a 34-year-old singer from Tirana, who has previously participated in the festival in 2003 and 2007. In 2010 she won the contest in Albania called Topfest, and she later went on to host a late-night sketch show on Albanian TV. Albania has never won the Eurovision Song Contest. Their best placing so far is 5th place, which they managed to secure back in 2012. Last year their song I'm Alive managed to get 17th place at the grand final. And the final song for this time is Belgium.
What's the pressure? You will grow. You will know in the end. This is fiction. It's in your mind. Live your life instead.
Belgium held their Eurosong contest to decide who will represent the country in Stockholm. Here are the runner-ups. Laura is a 19-year-old singer coming from Belgium. She became well known when she managed to secure second place at the third season of The Voice of Flanders. In Belgium, she is also very known for portraying the role Charlotte in the Flemish soap opera Familie. Belgium has won the contest once in 1985. Last year, they managed to secure fourth place with Leugen Octet and Rhythm Inside. Well, there you go, that was all for the second semi-final. Join me next time for the final part of Road to Stockholm, where we're going to be taking a look at the big 5 countries and Sweden. And click subscribe button for more of what we have right here on ESC+. But that's all for today. See you next time. What's up all the people on the internet, my name is Marlo and welcome back to the final part of Road to Stockholm. This is a show where we're taking a look at all the 43 countries for this year's Eurovision and telling you everything you need to know about the songs and the artist. Today we have reached the final part, which is the big 5 countries. The countries automatically qualified for the Eurovision Song Contest Grand Final. And of course we also have the host country. Why not start with them? Let's go to Sweden.
If I were sorry, I'd give you all the glory. If I were sorry, if I were sorry, it would be a different story. If I were sorry. Oh.
Sweden of course held their long-running national final Melody Festival to decide who will be singing for Sweden on home soil this year. Here are the runner-ups.
Yeah, just when you think it can't get any worse. Dressed as a clown, you show up drunk and in church. I'm not a...
If you think we're human, take a look once again. If you think we're human, we're so hard, but we just...
Franz is a 17-year-old singer from Skåne in Sweden. He became famous when he was 7 years old because of a very special song. He released a couple songs afterwards, but the Swedish public hadn't seen much of him until he was announced as one of the participants at this year's Melody Festival. He was the big fan favorite to win, and he managed to win with all the points from the televote, but only second place from the jury vote. Sweden has won the contest 6 times. Most noticeably, of course, is last year when Måns Zelmerlöw won with the song Heroes, and that is why we're in Sweden for this year's Eurovision. Up next, we're going to France.
You're the one that's making me strong. I'll be looking for you, like the melody of my song. You're the one that's making me strong.
France has internally selected the French-Israeli singer Amir. He is a 31-year-old singer, and like I just mentioned, he has some Israeli family. In 2006 he took part in the Israeli talent show Kokav Nolan, and in 2014 he took part in The Voice of France. France has won the Eurovision Song Contest 5 times. In 1958, 1960, 1962, 1969 and 1977. Last year, however, France only came 25th in the grand final. Next up, Germany.
This is the ghost of you, haunting the ghost of me. We're lonely in a crowded room together. Tell me who's scared now. This is the ghost of you, haunting the ghost of me.
Germany held their national selection Unser für Stockholm. And these are the runner-ups.
No time to breathe, don't have no time to waste. Bring on the night, seize every drop of life away. Und ich hab keine Lust, nur zuzusehen, bis alles hier in Flammen.
Jamie Lee is an 18-year-old singer from Benningsen in Germany. Last year she was the winner of The Voice of Germany, and she is actually the youngest person so far to win The Voice in Germany. Jamie Lee has an album on the way, but if you ask a German broadcaster, it wasn't even her who was supposed to sing. Originally the German broadcaster had decided on the singer Xavier Naidoo. However, due to some extreme controversy within the German media, they decided to withdraw him from the contest and instead have the national final Unser für Stockholm. Stockholm held. Germany has won the contest twice. In 1982 as part of West Germany, and in 2010 with Lena. Last year, however, Germany's singer Anne-Sophie came dead last in the grand final with 0 points. Now we go to Italy.
Nessun grado di separazione, nessun tipo di esitazione, non c'è più nessuna divisione. Fra di noi siamo una sola direzione in questo universo.
Italy once again held the long-running TV show Sanremo to determine who was going to be singing at Eurovision. However, the winner of that contest declined the offer to go to Eurovision, so instead the runner-up were chosen. Here you can have a listen to the first place and the third place from the Sanremo festival.
Che cosa poi ti aspetti di trovare di diverso da noi due? Se anche via un giorno ti dirò
Francesca is a 21-year-old singer from the province of Vicenza. In 2012, she won the X Factor in Italy, and she has since released 2 albums. Not only that, but earlier this year, just before the Sanremo festival, Francesca went on her very first tour. Italy has won the Eurovision Song Contest twice, in 1964 and 1990. Last year, their group Il Volo and their song Grande Amore managed to get 3rd place, and won the televoting of the grand final. Now we go to Spain.
Say yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on and raise your water cry. You are the one who never dies. Erasing it, la 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 la. Go on, sing it, la 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 la. You keep on climbing over hills. Right now you're far away your dreams. Erasing it, la 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 la. Say yeah, yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah, yeah.
Spain held their national final Operativo Eurovision, and these were the runner-ups.
Y hasta alegría celebra lo bueno cantando y fuera de Siria con mi son. What if we're wrong, baby, what if we're wrong? And leave the world behind us, we will stay.
Beret is a 34-year-old singer from Madrid, whose debut album was released back in 2011. She sent in 2 songs for this year's national final. However, Say Yeah was the song chosen and went on to win the contest. Not only that, but she has also co-written one of the songs on Idunna's album. Idunna, of course, being the singer who represented the country last year. Spain has won the Eurovision twice, in 1968 and 1969 as a joint winner. However, last year the country only managed to get 21st in the grand final. And our final country for today, the United Kingdom.
You're not alone, we're in this together. All that you want, I'm ready forever. And they don't need to know. And they don't need to know. You're free to let go, cause I'll be here for you.
The United Kingdom held their national final Eurovision You Decide. 6 acts were chosen to sing at this contest, and in the end Joe and Jake were the big winners. Joe and Jake is a duo that only just formed this year. They both took part in The Voice in the UK last year. However, they took part as solo artists, after being both eliminated on the show. They decided, hey, why not put our forces together? And so was the duo Joe and Jake born. The United Kingdom has won the Eurovision 5 times. In 1967, 1969, 1976, 1981, and 1997. However, last year their group Electro Velvet wasn't quite that lucky, as they only managed to come 24th. Well, there you go, that is actually all the songs for this year's Eurovision. I hope you've enjoyed this little show Road to Stockholm, and I hope you learned a little bit more about all the songs and artists for this year's Eurovision. If you enjoyed this show, I would really love if you leave the like and a favorite. It's the best way for us to know if you like these kind of shows, so we can do more of them in the future. And of course, if you want all the latest news, and you want to be up to date with everything going on in Stockholm when we cover the contest, then click that subscribe button, because we will have a bunch of clips and a bunch of interviews right here on the channel. But that's all for Road to Stockholm. I hope to see you guys soon.